morning, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Pray you're all staying blessed. Just thought I'd come on and say hi. Where I live, there's no professional sports team other than we have a Canadian Football League, which most of the players make probably like $40, $50, maybe $60,000. So a lot of them actually have full-time real jobs and then do this as a kind of like a filler. And I've always loved sport. I've been involved in sport my whole entire life. I enjoyed competition. My dad was, he coached me for a lot of years, and it was a great opportunity for my dad and I to bond. And my dad's dad died at a very, very young age. And so he definitely got involved in everything that I did when I was younger. And then as I started to embrace the spirit of rebellion, I pushed them away as the years went on. That's for sure. Chose the world over my family and love. Now this is something that every single one of us has gone through or will go through, and that's that spiritual battle to call on Jesus to remove that spirit of rebellion. And when you really think about it, who is the embodiment of the spirit of rebellion? And that is the devil himself. And so to show you how crafty he is at a time when we are changing and turning from child to man or woman, and the chemistry of our bodies are starting to change a little bit when it comes to hormones, and things start to get, they're just changing, right? And he knows that that's the time to go in and plant his seed. And then over generations, just made it normalize the fact that this is just something that you go through. How many times have you heard that, you guys, from a parent or a loved one, or when they're trying to get advice because their kid's rebelling? Oh, it's just a phase. It's something they're going through. And we all went through it. Got you right where he wants you. You just normalized it. You made it something that's acceptable, that needs to happen. Now, the refining of the spirit is necessary, absolutely. But this world that we live in, the more and more you step back from it and take a look at it, you start to understand that good is now evil and evil is now good. And it's acceptable because we don't know any better. And the only way that this happened or could have happened is slow rolling it over generations and getting rid of all the good things that have happened throughout history and just really focusing on the bad things. And the easy way to do that is by regurgitating all the hardship constantly. So you'll see this cycle of pain where a certain specific either race or gender or whatever, again, nothing new under the sun, he just keeps spewing out the same tactics over and over again. And then why would you change it if they're working? But you see, it just goes through these different cycles of, okay, well, it's not the Jews now. Okay, so forget the Jews, and we're going to worry, it's going to be the indigenous people. No, and then it's going to be people of color. It's going to be, the poor, and it's going to. So it really is interesting how it just keeps going around and around and around. And I think within a whole cycle period of your life, let's say you reach 100 years, you're going to go through these different phases of bringing up the past. And all this talk about healing, but it's not about healing, because it's always a tit for tat scenario. Well, you did this, so this has to happen. And if you look at it, the reparation that's always given is always money. It's always monetary, which is how can you heal by giving somebody, here's some evil. I hope this works. It's never worked. And so we just continue to just go through these cycles and go through these cycles. But to get back on topic, we have one sport team, and it's a football team. And so finally, they're playing again. They didn't play last year. They're finally playing. And so what triggered this conversation today is that I see everybody in my city is going to be wearing their colors, their team's colors. And when you really think about it, selling your birthright for a bowl of soup, selling your freedoms so that you can get back to a football game. And the sad part of the whole thing is not many are aware even what's happening. That's the part that blows my mind. I work with a gentleman, really good kid. I worked with him at another job before this. And so I've essentially got to watch him grow since high school. And one of the main reasons was about going back to football games. And that just kind of, it broke my heart, really, because you don't even know or you don't even care. That's the problem. And so it's at this point now where the lines are being drawn in every aspect. And I was just reading a quick blurb of news this morning in regards to whether you need to show the papers. And we're very, very divided in this country right now. And I do recall having quite a few conversations with various different people about how that'll never happen. Well, here we are. We've got it starts off with a couple of them saying absolutely we're going to do it, and then a couple that are in the middle, and then a couple that are on the other side. Well, that's the thing. The enemy's not dumb. He's going to there's going to be a division the whole way through, so that, again, you've heard me say this countless times, and this is something that's not new to you. If I can keep them fighting amongst themselves, they can't see the bigger, greater picture. And that's exactly what's happening right now. We're just constantly bickering. And the problem is there is a lot of people out there that don't want to do what's happening in the world right now. But it's about a sense of freedom that they don't even realize that doesn't exist. I just want my freedoms. I want my rights back. For what? So you can go to football games? So you can go to the bar? And so because of all this, our enemy knows to pit that against us, because for me, this is a great opportunity to purge all the things that I used to have in my life before that I could care less about. Thank you. Thank you for getting rid of these things that are useless to my walk and my journey. And so I pray that all my brothers and sisters that are out there that are still holding firm, that don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, seek to find what is that burning feeling inside of me that doesn't want me to explore the reason. And so we're going to continue to do this dance back and forth. And it's just going to keep going and going. It's going to progress. It's going to continue to keep progressing, you guys. And I know you all know that. This is a train with one stop. And that stop is Jesus Christ. The time frame doesn't matter anymore. Be prepared yesterday. Be excited that he's coming and what that means for you. Because in order for him to come back, there is going to be some difficult times ahead of us. But with God on our side, who can be against us, you guys? Praise God for that. Think about that. No one. And to have the utmost faith is to know that he has his hands around you, and that it doesn't matter what is thrown at you, it will be taken care of. And if you're set in your spirit and prepared to do whatever it takes so that you don't falter to the world, then you'll be ready. And what that looks like, and I'll give you a quick snippet of it, is to lose every family member that you have, lose the roof over your head, the means to be able to transport, the means to be able to eat and operate within this world system, and then ultimately in the end lose your life over it. That is what it is going to take. And if you look at the gamut of people that you know where they're at, and I'm talking about from the ones that have already folded because they want their football games, all the way to the ones that, you know what, this flesh is dead already, I'm ready to go, let's go. Let's get it over and done with, come on. There would be no greater sacrifice than to die for Jesus Christ. So let's go. Let's go right now. And everything in between that, you guys. And so in order to get people to cave, you again, there was that video out in the 80s of that gentleman from Russia when he was talking about subversion and how to take over a culture, and that it's not, as soon as you try to roll out something very fast, we're keen to it because we're like, wait a minute, but we're at this point now where it's slow, but it's still a little fast, but yet they've got the masses so brainwashed that they can talk out both sides of their mouth, and yet they won't see it because they are hypnotized. They are under a spell completely. So we all have somebody near and dear that's close to us that we've been working on, that is very close to seeing the truth, and that truth, capital T, Jesus Christ. So focus on that person right now. It's about the one, because then that one is going to know somebody that is very close to them that's in a similar situation, and then you can just see the domino effect just like ripples when you throw a stone in the water, you guys. Don't sell your birthright. And I made it clear to my whole family, just so everyone knows, I'm never going to do this, and I'm willing to die for it. So when it comes time to for them to either make the decision or it's getting down to it, I've said it enough times now to everyone where a lot of them are starting to get it. I know my wife understands. I've explained to her, this is as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to leave the rest in your hands. And I don't mean that as a threat at all. I'm just telling you where I'm at right now so that you know. But you base your free will decision off what you want to do for Jesus Christ, not for your husband. Because he should be above me as he is above you. And that's it. So I love you guys. I don't even know if I'm going to post this. I pray you all have an amazing, blessed day. And yes, Father willing, we'll do another one and have a great weekend. Love you.